Hey there folks, Iridium T here, and welcome back to Themis Wright Destinies, part of the Apologist's Trilogy. Thank you Capcom Creators for the code. We are still on day 2. We are about to question Professor Means, so let's go. Will you please state your name and occupation for the record? Certainly, I am Aristotle Means. I teach the lawyer course at the Themis Legal Academy, and let me add that, well, I welcome any opportunity to assist with the trial. I don't care if it's undue suspicion. Don't worry, Professor. We're just interested in the mock trial video right now. We just need to take another look at that speech you gave. Can we count on your cooperation in this? Very well. If that is all you're interested in, please proceed, Ms. Sykes. I need to find some sort of evidence that shows the speech was pre-recorded. Alright, I believe we're ready. Let's roll the video. Good afternoon. I would like to start by thanking you for coming here today. The mock trial, the crown jewel event of the school festival, will begin shortly. When I was a student, I too could hardly wait for this day to come. Oh no, I forgot how long and boring his speech was. Wake me up once this is over. Hey, no fair! The experiences of our youth have a powerful and profound effect on our adults. Ah, you there, wake up, pay attention. Huh? I'm awake! Isn't that right, Your Honor? Huh? What? I'm awake too. Wide awake? Wide awake, see? Once again, our pure white Lady Justice will be watching over all of you today. Pay attention and you may make a difference one day. Now, let the mock trial begin. This is about it, one of my better speeches, if I do say so myself. I even saw some of our students with tears in their eyes. He's obviously not familiar with the phrase, bored to tears. Listen, Sykes, don't know if you have subjected me to this epic study in tedium without purpose. Parker will feast on your tongue after I've cut it out. You were asleep the whole time! Well, Miss Sykes, did you notice anything strange about that speech? Could I please hear that last part again? Once again, our pure white Lady Justice will be watching over all of you today. There, I finally found what we needed. Professor Maines, I only have one question about your speech. Why does that last part we just heard contradict this? The not pure white Lady Justice. Take that! Professor said the pure white Lady Justice will be watching over them. But the Lady Justice in the video isn't even close to being white. It's as gold can be. I'm not sure I can wrap my jaw around that to test its authenticity. I didn't say it was made of gold, Your Honor. Now, it's true that the statue is pure white, but it broke before the mock trial began. The one you see here is its replacement. Oh, well, that's a shame on every count. Ironically, this golden statue sticks out like a sore thumb compared to the white one. Meaning the professor wouldn't have made a mistake in this color if he'd been present. It seems that I have caused some confusion, but it was merely an oversight on my part. Objection! The statue in the middle of the room was in the middle of the room. How could you not know what it looked like? Well, I was in a balcony seat. Furthermore, the statue had previously been white. I'm afraid this isn't sufficient evidence of the speech being pre-recorded. We had our answer long ago. The accused was the only one to leave the lecture hall. No, wait! There's gotta be something that can prove that the speech is pre-recorded. According to the mock trial video, the speech started here and ended here. It's a little over 10 minutes, but I doubt that anyone wants to be tortured again. It's only a little over 10 minutes? It felt like it went on forever! How do you figure out how long it was? Easy, there's a timestamp in the top right. All you have to do is subtract the time the speech started from the time it ended. Each goes from 10-minute mark to 20:35? Wait a second. I could swear I've seen the same interval of time listed among the evidence. Maybe there's a way for me to use a speech to show that it was pre-recorded? Tape has about 10 minutes, 35 seconds of noise requiring further testing.
Take that!
I would like the court to take a look at this. And this is the voice print analysis that proves the voice on the tape recorder belongs to our client. Yes, but didn't we just establish that the voice on the tape recorder was a fabrication? We did. But what I'd like to focus on is the noise is also there. Noise. Yes, the defense believes it resulted when the tape's previous recording was erased. And what do you hope to prove by that? I think the noise is what's important. It's 10 minutes and 35 seconds in all. And what did the timestamp read at the moment Professor Means began his speech? That would be exactly 10 minutes. Now let's fast forward this long-winded exercise in boredom to the end. Okay, stop. The video timestamp now reads 20:35. Based on this, we know the time it took for the speech alone. Right, subtract 10 minutes and you get 10 minutes and 35 seconds. Right, 10 minutes and 35 seconds. The same as the noise on the tape recorder. I assume you all understand what this means. Professor Means' pre-recorded speech had been where the noise is now.
Silence!
You seem rather confident considering this is a mere happenstance match of minutes.
Objection!
But is it really just numbers? The lab is continuing their study of the tape. So far, they've found signs of overdubbing, but it's going to take a bit longer to recover the audio that was erased. The police are analyzing noise as we speak. It won't be long until we know what was originally there. I'm sure of it. The professor was trying to create an alibi with the recording by pinning the crime on Junie. Well, he's not gonna get away with it. Not on my watch. Miss Sykes? I believe you are well aware of my methodology. Even if Jennifer were the perpetrator, I would vigorously defend her as per my word. And to that purpose, I offered to be her lawyer. Alas, look what has happened. All I've stated are obvious deductions derived from evidence and testimony. Truth be told, I had no intention of testifying. I had been keeping quiet for Jennifer's sake. But now that you cast this blame upon me, I have no choice but to reveal the truth. Uh-oh, this doesn't sound good. I will now reveal the truth behind why I had to pre-record my speech before the mock trial. I, Professor Means, always say what I mean, and I mean what I say by all means. Professor Means' testimony. Now, the defendant came to me with what she said was a very important, but by necessity, secret. She asked me to pre-record my speech and come to the audio room during the mock trial. I confessed to the murder and asked that I get her declared innocent in court. She also said that I had become an accomplice after losing my alibi due to the pre-recording. When I said I would protect Jennifer, I meant it because it's the humane thing to do. Oh my, so you're saying the defendant threatened you? This has to be a lie. I mean, everything about it lines up too perfectly to be true. On this most consequential of occasions, let me be completely frank with you. Jennifer has truly taken to heart my teaching that states the end justifies the means. I don't believe you. When she asked me to defend her, she said I must also prove her two friends innocent. Her two friends? The witnesses? Correct. You, O'Connor, and Robin Newman. I was to ensure all three walked free. All three were to achieve their dream, but the result. That was the result Jennifer was seeking. And she was even willing to threaten me, her own professor, to that end. You no doubt had high praise for her ruthless tactics. Yes, well, that is why I vowed to vigorously defend her despite her threatening me. There was a time when lawyers merely sought the truth that they wished for victory in court. But alas, those days are over. Now, in the defense of justice, order, and all that is good, the end justifies the means. I am so sick of hearing that phrase. Though what truly grieves me so, I must tell you this. Forsake the truth if it is victory you seek. Steel yourself in this new courtroom reality. That does it! He's gonna regret dragging those dismal, depressing ideas in here. Since he's already surrendered to the dark age of the law, it's up to me to fight it. Why so silent, Sykes Dono? Something the matter. This is a court of law. It's no place for long-winded talks about idealistic principles. That's what I'm gonna let the evidence do the talking. Let's not get carried away now, Ms. Sykes. It will not do to have you attempting to discredit my doctrine. Do not force me to rectify the situation. No, go ahead and rectify it. Only if I lose and you win, that is. I'm so sick of that. So sick of that phrase. Alright, anyways, let's start pressing.
Hold it!
I doubt our client would have come to you with something like that. You have a point there. If only Professor Quartz had been alive, I suspect Juniper would have gone to her instead. No, our client can talk to you after Professor Quartz was dead. Let's go through this step by step, shall we? First, Juniper came to me that day. Asked me to pre-record my speech. Are you suggesting it was our client who told you to fake an alibi? You have every reason to be surprised. I, too, was shocked when she told me that. Simply put, Juniper has a secret that she wished to protect that badly. Is he kidding me? That lie couldn't be further from the truth. The problem is, how am I going to expose it? It was an earnest request from an outstanding student. How could I possibly have refused? You're very confessed. Do you consider that a threat? Yes, but it is now you to whom she has passed her demands on to. Miss Sykes, you must realize that you too are being used by Juniper. What? Your Honor, I ask that you too do not let her feigned weakness and innocence fool you. Juniper was quite clever and extremely tough. And perhaps most important of all, she is a firm follower of my teachings.
Objection!
Your Honor! The witness's testimony is nothing but an attack on our client's character. Very well. Objection sustained. So be it. Nevertheless, the fact that she threatened me is immutable. Said I become an accomplice. How can you overlook such a threat? As a teacher, it's your duty to discipline students. Yes, well, perhaps I do have some serious reflection due on this matter. I suppose it was just wishful thinking on my part. I want to believe that Jennifer hadn't actually committed murder and that she hadn't meant to threaten me. But really, please do explain. Long had I waited for a student who would embody my teachings. Does the witness realize what he is saying? Surely you must see the true meaning of my words. I am merely stating true what I teach, and my methods are but a reflection of the times. Oh wow, his way of thinking is really warped. I haven't heard of any inconsistencies yet. I wouldn't be so sure. Really. The more he tries to avoid logical inconsistencies in his testimony, the more likely the inconsistency between his actions and his words. It is the dark age in which we live, and there is much I would like to say on the matter. I said I would protect her. You were trying to protect our client? Yeah, right. You'll say anything to pin the blame on Ginny. What a frightful look. I would ask that you not glare at me so. I have nothing but admiration for how Juniper is willing to go as far as to threaten me. That is why I'm protecting her by any means possible. She has been a model student. Liar! You're trying to pin the blame on her! How am I gonna show that what he's saying isn't what he's really thinking? You cannot possibly overturn my claims, so isn't it about time you admitted defeat? Well, if my unsayable logic is not true, then what is? He thinks I'm gonna give in to his pack of lies? He's got another thing coming. I'm gonna find a hole in the story if it's the last thing I do. Even though he's rotten to the core, he's a total pro. I mean, that all made perfect sense. Yeah, but you can't believe a word he says. He's making this up as he goes along. He'll trip up on his own words yet. I want to see how it consistently a professor's testimony matches up with his actual actions. They really went on this one. So I'm thinking... what if I...
Objection!
No. I don't know. Some of those Brit remains. So... onto the audio room.
Objection!
Recorder here. I'm gonna guess no. This says it all. Says you're completely wrong. Okay, we're just gonna consult. You mind letting your slightly senior partner help out a little now? If you insist, actually, I could really use the help. Well, I find this statement suspicious. You should find the answer if you take a good look at the evidence. Thanks, Apollo. I get used to this more humble version of you, you know? Okay, so he's gonna point me to the right statement. It is the last one. Sent. I said I would protect Juniper.
Objection!
No. Ugh. Is this line? This? The layout? No. No! A wasted effort award. Where's the love? Okay, I actually had to look it up. It's the safe recorder. I just had to use it on the wrong line. So let me get this straight. You were trying to help Miss Woods? Huh. That's something more than a bald-faced lie. No offense, Your Honor. Such defamation of my character and your hair follicles, Your Honor. It is an outrage. Miss Sykes will clarify her statement, but leave my hair follicles out of it this time? Yes, of course, Your Honor. Now, please take a look at this. A witness gave this tape to Mr. O'Connor. Then he slyly whispered, "Take this to the police and tell them you found it." There was no whispering slyly or otherwise involved. I simply did that out of kindness.
Objection!
The tape contained our client's voice. In short, it is incredibly damaging evidence. Why would it even exist if the witness wasn't trying to pin the murder on our client? They say the road to hell is paved with good intentions, but not yours. And you never had good intentions, only lies to protect yourself with while blaming another. You, Professor, are the embodiment of the dark age of the lie. Why, you dare call my teachings and my methods lies? Themis Legal Academy is a proud institution. It's the most powerful in the world. You'll never forget what true education and lawyer means once I'm through with you. Professor Means, what's with your hair? Quiet! No talking in class! Ow! Eyes and ears up here, everyone. Homeroom is now in session. We will begin with roll call. Athena Sykes. Huh? Oh, here? Total justice! I'm fine. I'm here. Bull! The proper response is here, without any extraneous information. Ouch! I mean, here. Next, Your Honor. Here. E-class, that's the proper way to answer. Simon Blackwell. I said Simon Blackquill. Are you here or not? There's always one, isn't there? Well, then, I'll just mark your absence now. Get out to my class this instant! Get out. Very well, if that is your wish. Who am I to find my homeroom teacher? It is not such a good idea. Prosecutor Blackwell is free of his shackles. It just so happens I was a member of my high school's disciplinary committee. But is that really so shocking? Constabulary lapdog, the teacher's pet, and a malleable mutt. You are a fool, Wright. Very well, Bobby. You just earned the gold star and the promotion to head disciplinarian. All right, class is now in session. Why do I have this urge to go to the nurse's office with a stomachache? Juniper is killer. I am innocent. Pay attention. I am not the killer. Juniper is. This will be on the next test, so you had better be listening.
Objection!
Professor, you created the phony tape to pin the blame on Juniper. Plus, you were the only one who could have moved the body during the mock trial. Dina, you disappoint me so to think you will label it as a murderer. Now pay attention. The murder occurred on the 23rd between 6 and 8 p.m. I was already at home by the time, so how could I have been involved in this crime?
Objection!
What does it mean? Can you really prove you had already gone home by that time? Can you prove that I was still at school? No. Yes, I can. But no, I can't. So you admit it? Well, you just earned extra credit for your honesty. But you have also earned yourself laboratory cleaning duties until you graduate. Ew! I do enough of that at the office. No way, man! I totally object! Robin? I can't believe I fell Professor Silvertongue lie. Why, you, how dare you talk about your teacher like that? I'm not listening to you anymore, man! No way, no how! I have a confession to make. You know those two statues that were on stage? I didn't make them all by myself! Statues on stage? I wanna know where this is headed. I was able to finish one of them, but the last bell rang before I had time to finish the other one. No, as Professor means to make it for me. In other words, Professor was there on the stage after the last bell. Right, and it would have been way past 7 o'clock before he could have finished. Professor Me was still at school? This is incredibly important testimony. Professor told me I'll take care of it. I thought my parents would let me be an artist if I said I made both statues myself. I'm so sorry for not telling the truth. Robin. Quick! Somebody get this juvenile delinquent out of my sight! Simon, you're head honcho among the delinquents. Do something! Yeah! And who's in charge of the class? Head around here! Not interested. No, my controller! If you want a class in swordsmanship, I'm your man. Of course. Only real blades will do. No swords at school, all weapons will be confiscated! Nurse! Nurse! Where's the school nurse when you need one? You know, it seems like Stono seeks a showdown, Professor. In which case, you would do well to draw your staff quick as lightning. Very well, then we'll just have to prove my innocence myself! The real lesson begins in second period. Prepare to be served old school style. What is that? Oh, never mind. Your testimony, please. Professor means work of art. Now, pay attention! Robin took over half a day to complete one statue. I, however, finished most of the other statues between 7 and 8:30. And Jennifer saw the two statues with her own eyes at 8:30. Completing statues so quickly meant I could not leave the stage for a single second. How could I possibly have the time to go to the art room and commit murder? You're saying defense on the finished statues. Precisely. She said so herself at the detention center yesterday. Her defense team was there and heard her say so. 2. Don't try to deny it now. And that evening, I went back to my dressing room to get something I'd forgotten there. It was well after the last bell rang. I'd say maybe around 8:30. That's when I noticed that both stage statues were finished. They were quite large, and they were each covered with a white sheet, but I could tell. Oh, right. The professor was there when that matter came up. Before I address the professor's charges, I have a question for Robin. How hard would it be to complete a statue like that in 1.5 hours? It would probably take me at least twice as LONG. So personally, I think it would be incredibly difficult to finish in that short a time. Yeah, that didn't exactly help our case. He won't get off that easy. He's bound to stumble over his own slippery means. Alright, let's start pressing.
Hold it!
Ms. Newman took over half a day? Can you please be a little more precise than that? What a wonderful question. She was having quite a tough time, you see. Professor Gavin's statue alone took her from the morning hours into the evening. Well, it is a rather large statue, after all. Don't be silly! It was merely exposes the difference between student and teacher! I already finished most of the others. Most of the other statue? What exactly does that mean? Robin created the basic outline of Mr. Wright's statue before the last bell rang. I, in turn, completed the rest of it. I see. In academics as well as art, learning the basics is incredibly important. And sure, you skipped the most important part of the statue making, didn't you? Why, you insolent little! It is practical application built upon the basics that takes so much time. Professors such as I mastered the basics a long, long time ago. Like Miss Fancy Pants here, who lacks all lawyerly fundamentals. Oh, quiet, you. Do you understand? I did not leave that stage until I was done. All mistakes? Do you accept the witness's claim? Not on your life. No, I don't. I know there's more to this. I won't stop until the truth comes out. The more you struggle, the more you sink like so many legal quicksand, so to speak. Use the world's ultimate to finish the statue by 8:30. And the Juniper saw the two statues. Maybe our client only thought she saw the statue.
Silence!
A pity for you. We have already confirmed it with the accused. She is on record as having seen both statues. Yeah, that's true. Just thought I'd give it a shot. Yeah. I have the ultimate courtroom techniques. It is absolutely airtight. I will bury you. This will be your final resting place with all who believed in you. Is there no way to get to this guy? You better pay attention. Pay very close attention. Completing a statue so quickly meant I could not leave the page for a single second. Why were you in such a hurry? In the legal world, your body is your capital. The early bird, it's a worm. That's why I go to bed at 9 o'clock each and every night. That's why I was working as fast as I could. I didn't want to miss my bedtime. Well, ready to concede that I never left the stage? Well, Miss Sykes, do you accept the witnesses' testimony? No! No, I don't. I know there's more to this, and I won't stop until the truth comes out. Be careful, Tina. If you don't have anything, probably best to just grin and bear it for now until you find something to nail him with. But, when will you cease this nonsense? I'm quite busy today, as I was the night of the crime. Possibly it's time to go to the art room and commit.
Hold it!
Yeah, but you could have taken a short break or something. Preposterous! I didn't even have 10 minutes to spare. Not even 5 for a visit to the lavatory. Let me ask you, Your Honor, do you find anything wrong with my claim? So far it appears that your statue making was quite a difficult chore. I see nothing that could overturn your claim that you never left the stage. But the art room is only a few steps away! What's the plan? All I can think of is pressing him like crazy. All I can think... Goodness me. Really my throat. All I can think of too, we'll just have to seek out the hole to exploit. I have this picture, right? What if I present with this? There's nothing, right?
Hold it!
Repress on this. I got nothing. I've tried everything, but I still can't prove anything. I guess I concede. I couldn't hear you. Say it louder this time. I can see the professor means never left the stage. That's right, but what took you so long? I was there at the stage the entire time. I couldn't possibly have committed that crime. I'm not gonna give up here. I'm afraid I have to side with the witness, Miss Sykes. Unless you have any further objections, I'll have to put this issue to rest.
Objection!
Not yet. The defense still has an objection. Athena, you've thought of something? Well, as I said, not yet. Oh, so it's time for legal smoke and mirrors? Ah, yeah, Athena, it's not yet time to quit. It's at times like these, when it seems like there's no way out, that you have to... Yeah, I have to turn the case upside down. Instead of focusing on whether Professor Means could have gone to the art room, focus on how he could commit the murder without going there. Since our young lady has a real bona fide idea, I'll use any means necessary, even casting chalk and stones, if it'll distract her. Who brought the birds to school? Sykes, don't know. If I hear one word of your usual jibber-jabber, I shall have your head. Murder occurred in the art room, yet the witness was on the stage. How do you propose to fill the vast gap between these two key facts? I accept the premise that the professor was on the stage the entire time. The other answer is what we got is that we got something else wrong. Wait, that's it. Every last one of us made a huge mistake. We were totally wrong about the... murder weapon? It's either a murder weapon or crime scene. What if we got the murder weapon wrong? Really? And what do you intend to label a murder weapon then? Huh? Oh, perhaps you bludgeon the victims to death with your duller than dull thinking. I'll give you a choice this time. Either change your thinking or suffer a penalty. I know we got something wrong. I guess I'll have a penalty. I accept the premise that the professor was on the stage the entire time. The crime scene. Professor Means was on the stage the entire time. Then he must be the killer. Ridiculous! Fence has become utterly incoherent.
Objection!
No, it's just the murder wasn't committed where we thought it was. Continue, Sykes, don't know. Okay, the murder was actually committed here. The stage? The greatest riddle of this case has been how the body was moved from the art room. If the murder occurred on the stage, that means the body was never moved at all. Silly girl, when the body was found, there was not a drop of blood on the stage floor. Surely there would have been some blood if that's where the murder was committed. There wasn't any blood on the stage? Really? But there was something on the stage at the time where that's now a bloodstain. School banner. Probably just have to split this into two parts somewhere. It's true there was no bloodstains on the stage floor, but there was something on the stage that did have a blood stain. And that would be this, the school banner. No blood would have gotten on the floor if this were under the victim when she was killed. Oh my, that's quite a compelling theory.
Silence!
What is it now? Well, my theory makes perfect sense. That was a pathetic attempt. You must put every inch of your body into your attacks. The autopsy states the cause of death was loss of blood. Only a trace amount of blood was found on that banner. Where did the rest go? Blood getting on there when the body was moved by a wire makes more sense than not. Yeah, haha, very good, Simon. Tell me, what's your first choice for higher education? I'll write you the ultimate in recommendation letters. You're all but guaranteed to get in.
Objection!
Actually, the fence has something to explain that as well. You do? There was only a trace amount of blood on the school banner. And there must have been something else the killer used to soak up the blood. All I have to do is figure out what. This is what soaked up... Oh. Because this banner was on top.
Take that!
Why, it looks like there's another piece of fabric on top of the school banner. It's the governor's banner that had been especially made for the school concert. Since it's on top of the school banner, the blood would have hit it first. It could have easily absorbed most of the blood, like a dishcloth. And only a small amount would have soaked through to the school banner below. So, it makes total sense for the school banner to only have a little blood on it. So that banner absorbed the blood like a dishcloth. Yes, that would explain it. The governor's banner was like a dishcloth. Surely it was at least a towel, at least towel quality. Simon, don't just stand there, do something!
Silence!
Sykes, don't know, you are learning to wield a blade quite well. But how will you respond when I come slashing at you like this? A remnant of a large bloodstain was detected in the art room. But why would there be blood there if the murder occurred on the stage as you claim?
Objection!
The bloodstain in the art room was faked. How? I'll tell you how. All that was needed was something that could transport the blood upstairs. That something was a piece of evidence we've just finished discussing. Killer used this to bring the victim's blood up to the art room.
Take that!
To think you'd stoop as low to present mere garbage to this court! It's only garbage because someone tried to destroy it by tossing it in the incinerator. That someone was most likely a killer so you can get rid of crucial evidence. Killer used the wire to bring the blood-soaked governor's banner to the art room. Then the blood was wiped onto the floor to complete the roots. It makes perfect sense. Order! Order! This is quite a development. I think the body was never actually moved. Hold it right there. Body must have been moved. How else do you explain that loud crash you heard during the mock trial? Sorry, something just flowed by me. If it wasn't caused by a body crashing into statues, then what was it? I hadn't thought of that. That loud crash wasn't the body hitting the statues. And what was it indeed? Now in the school banner shows that something was carried along the wire in it. But that's true, I know what I had to find. Something that was in the art room before the murder and on stage after. What was sent down the wire to crash in the statues was... the statue.
Take that!
That statue! Yeah, so I believe it was the statue that broke the other two, not Professor Court's body. The unique statue you see on the right, that's the pure white Lady Justice from earlier. Miss Court accidentally broke it while she was polishing it the day before the mock trial. But she used her own unique artistic sense and technique to repair it as you see here. Nobody would have guessed it was originally Lady Justice.
Silence!
Perhaps you are onto something. Why, pray tell, would anyone move that scrappy relic in such a tedious manner? Excellent question, Simon. Keep them coming. You know what? With the fact that you won't acknowledge it shows how twisted you are. Lady Justice was moved during the mock trial. During that time, Professor Mees was fabricating an alibi with his pre-recorded speech. Consider the facts, and Lady Justice was moved in order to interrupt the mock trial. Professor Mees was trying to interrupt the mock trial. That must be the answer. Then let me ask this. Why would the Professor want to interrupt the mock trial? I object, Your Honor. I checked out how you always ask people questions like that. And try thinking for yourself once in a while. Oh, I just had a thought. It involved a penalty for a certain smart alecky defense attorney. Not gonna do this nonsense. Used to hide the body. Professor Means was trying to hide the body. That's the only explanation. Really? But by moving Lady Justice, he actually led you straight to it. There's always two sides to a story, and the truth is not always what it seems. Well, mistakes is it? You know yourself about it. It points to the body. Professor Means used his pre-recorded speech to fake an alibi during the mock trial. Well, to make it look like he couldn't possibly have moved the body. Moving Lady Justice was his way of pointing us to the body and cementing his alibi. That's quite a persuasive argument. For a while there, I thought you weren't taking the trial seriously. Well done. You should never underestimate me, Athena. Sykes. Professor means always means what he says, and what he means by all says what he means by all means.
Fine then. Say it already. I'm waiting.
The murder occurred the night before. The body wasn't found until late the next day. Countless students passed the stage until they met in the lecture hall for the mock trial. So answer me this. Why didn't anyone see the body that entire time?
That can be explained by a...
If the victim was murdered on stage and left there, the body would inevitably have been discovered. Of course, there was nowhere to hide in the body upon that stage. This is not good, Athena. There totally was. Our client is this close to being beaten to a pulp. Our client is this close to being beaten to a pulp.
I know, but we've come so far.
Ha ha ha. Sir, yourself to school. I couldn't have possibly killed anyone. The killer is none other than Juniper Woods. It has always been, and it always will be.
Just wait a minute.
Poor Juniper. She must seriously regret having asked you to defend her. Ugh. And to add insult to injury, you nearly had Hugh convicted for murder. Surely, you haven't forgotten that little fiasco? A hug! Not only did you fail to defend your client, you raised false charges against her friend. You have no right to call yourself a lawyer. This trial proceeds in the same manner and ends in the same way as the mock trial. Would you not lose everything you've worked so hard to gain?
Well, I'll just have to make sure it doesn't happen then, won't I? Don't tell me I failed once again. Failed to save someone near and dear to me. I've worked so hard to become a lawyer and even study psychology. Has it all been for naught? Am I just doomed to relive that all over again?
Athena, what's wrong?
Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, relax, Athena. Breathe. It's not working. Everything's going dark. All I've done is this how it ends. Forgive me, Junie. I couldn't protect you like I said I would.
You leave Athena alone! Ah, she's the one who saved me! It was because of Athena that I could stop hiding and start living my life as a girl again. And she saved the friendship between you, Juniper, and I. I think you're an awesome lawyer, Athena. One of the best.
But I raised false charges against you. And that's not all. I've done some seriously unforgivable things.
What's the big deal? False charges are nothing to be scared of. And I'm not even mad at you. I should really be thanking you. You use legitimate means. You expose my wrongdoings and give me a chance to re-examine what's important.
But what does it matter if I can't save Juniper? I mean, the whole reason I've come so far is... It's not over yet, Athena. Even now, at this very moment, I still believe in you. Junie, I know you better than most people, Athena. And I know you'd never surrender to the dark age of the law like the professor did. Thank Thank you, Jenny, but I feel like I can barely breathe. I don't know what to do.
Silence!
Stop your bleeding this instant. You look like another fool.
Prosecutor Blackwell?
There is one who awaits you, is there not? And that is the reason you have studied so very hard. Are you prepared to give up on all you have worked for thus far? I would not do to have you disappoint you know who. You're wasting your time. You have nothing on me. No evidence or anything else to establish my guilt. You are helpless before the might of lawyers, for whom the end justifies the means.
Objection!
Means. Don't worry, Athena. You're doing fine. The truth will always win against people like him.
But, Apollo, what am I supposed to do now?
Listen, all you have to do is take a deep breath and look back over the entire case. If there's truth to be found, and there always is, you're sure to find it. Now let me see you smile. Remember what Mr. Wright said? The worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. Thanks, everyone. You don't have to worry about me now. The worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. Athena Sykes is psyched and ready to rock. Prepare for your utter defeat. Professor Cora wasn't killed in the art room. She was killed right where her body was found. We know because there wasn't any time to move the body from somewhere else. That means the body had to have been hidden somewhere on stage until it was found. Let's take along these lines and see where it takes us. First up, when did Professor Means remove the body from its hiding place? Well, let's see. What was he doing right before the body was discovered? He was using the span of time his fake alibi created to move the body to where it would be more easily spotted. Therefore, the only time Professor Means could have removed the body from its hiding place was during the mock trial. It was during the mock trial, specifically during the speech. Professor Means moved the body to an easily seen location during his long pre-recorded speech. Professor also moved something to the stage that wasn't there before, specifically the white statue. During the mock trial, Professor Means wrapped the Lady Justice in the school banner and sent it zipping down to the stage with a crash, killing two birds with one stone. Drew attention to the body and made it look like the murder occurred in the art room. But was there anywhere to hide the body on that stage? Doesn't seem likely. No, there had to be someplace. Wait a second. How about something that should have been finished but was only mostly done? Something that was used to cover the body up. But it didn't draw undue attention because it looked like it belonged there on stage. In that way, no one would suspect there was a body hidden inside. Was already on stage and capable of concealing a body? The Wright statue. Oh, I know! The Mr. Wright statue was never actually finished. The body was wrapped under some cloth to hide what was really inside, cleverly disguising it as the boss's statue. Mr. Newman gave up on the Wright statue, yet Professor Means finished it in a single night. Yes, what an impressive feat that was.
Objection!
No, his so-called work of art deserves none of our praise. That's because it was only a facade to hide his real work. Murder Professor Court. Again? I'm afraid I don't follow. He hid the body by making it look like the statue of Mr. Wright. With the body wrapped under a piece of cloth, it looks just like a statue. What? I second that. What? Now this is getting interesting. No, this is getting preposterous. How would such a thing even be possible?
Objection!
We'll never know until we try. What? Oh, I think I know where this is going. Okay, Apollo. Time to turn me to a reasonable likeness of Mr. Wright. I'm gonna pose like the statue, like so. Now I want you to wrap me up in a cloth so I look like a statue. I hate to ask the obvious, but where am I supposed to get this magical cloth? I'm afraid that isn't the right color, Mr. Justice. Well, given how sudden the request was, it's kind of the best I could do, Your Honor. Alright, I think that about does it. Well, what do you think, everyone? Do I look just like a statue of Mr. Wright or what? Looks like some random person to me. Aren't the statues a pair of busts? Yeah, Wright has that spiky hair on the back of his head. Forget the hair! The statue's head is way bigger than your average person's anyway. Ella handed me for trying anyway. Wait, that's it. The hands. Her arms are raised over her head and there are dark bruises around her wrists. Yeah, the professor was probably tied up with something. Marks on her wrist indicate she has been tied up. Hello, tie me up in a new pose! Wait, you're not into this kind of thing, are you? What? No! This was your idea! Just tell me how to tie your hands already! Mr. Cord's wrists were tied together. I can't help but think that's related. How should I arrange myself to match the shape I want, given our hands were tied? Behind my head. Hello? Tie both my hands behind my head. See? This makes it possible to fake the spikes on the back of Mr. Wright's head. Sure, but what about the statue's arm? With both arms behind your head, you can't exactly complete the pose. Yeah, it would be awfully hard to make the objection pose like this. I can't help thinking you've forgotten something, Athena. Something in the body that you don't have right now. What does the victim's body have that I don't? The arrow?
Take that!
Oh, right! There was an arrow sticking out of her side. Okay, Apollo, take that and plunge it into my side! Are you crazy? Fine, then go get some duct tape! Rapido, schnell! Alright, I don't need to know other language to know bossy when I hear it! A fatal arrow to the side. Spiky hair created from 2 hands. A masterpiece in the making. Now cover me with that cloth! Remember to make the arrow stand out, okay? Mommy, the arms are too short. Remember your indoor face, dear. Nobody's buying it. The arrow's nowhere near long enough. Let's get the use for the arm. Don't give up, eh? I must commend you, if only for your spirit and determination. Of course she's not giving up. After all, she's put me through. She owes me an explanation, and one that makes sense. Now, disappoint me again, and the penalty will be doubly painful. Thanks! I guess we're getting it right this time. Think, Athena. Think! Mr. Crow was murdered when she was stopped by the stage to see Professor Means. If it wasn't premeditated, he must have used something close at hand in his little ruse. Hello, show me those stage setup photos again? Like that? Right now? Oh, okay, hold on. Please, 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 please be in this one. It just has to be! Our Mr. Wright statue is really this right here. The only thing I can think of is this up here.
Take that!
Look at this. This makes an even better arm than Mr. Wright's own appendage.
It's right here.
Mr. Wright's not gonna like this. Ugh! Never mind, I retract my previous statements. I'll retract your penalty.
Sacre bleu!
No longer an arrow that pierced her body. It must be here somewhere.
What could it be?
Mr. Wright's statue is really just right here.
Alright, I didn't think it would be it, but the staff.
Got it. I know what he used for the arm on the statue of Mr. Wright.
This is absurd! There's no such thing in this photo!
Don't play dumb with me, Professor. It's the staff you have right there.
Staff? This is the spear of a great legal warrior!
Whatever. Just hurry up and lend it to me! Length is perfect! Mr. Wright couldn't possibly eject such an awesome arm.
Okay, go for it, Apollo.
Sure, I'll give your arm a hand. Cloth and binding coming right up.
Objection!
It's Phoenix Wright.
Look, it's that famous lawyer.
That's definitely him. I didn't know that pose anywhere.
We did it. Didn't we? Well, am I the spitting image of the legendary Phoenix Wright? The man who will bring us out of these dark ages and into the era of brilliant golden light?
Golden light, I see before me, is the pink specter of a man.
That's just because Mr. Wright likes the statue. He's probably tickled pink. Get it, Apollo? He's tickled pink.
That joke deserves a pink slip. It seems the gallery is quite impressed with the defense's sharp thinking. And the witness? That resemblance is nothing more than a coincidence.
Objection!
Not so fast there, Buster. Unfortunately for you, I can prove my theory to be more than mere coincidence. Prove that his spear was thrust into the victim. All you have to do is test the spear for blood. We assume the victim's jagged wound came from the arrow being forcibly shoved in, but the wound was from the spear instead. Then we should be able to detect traces of the victim's blood on it.
Your Honor, brave for recess, if you will. By any means possible. What if I get rid of my spear? Wait, what if I burn it? If I do that, I'll be found innocent. Yes, I'm innocent, I tell you.
Objection!
Surely you don't expect us to take lectures from you now. Now I ask you in the gallery. Help me decide the professor's fate.
Horacio Blackwell was become of our witness, Aristotle means. As a psych stone suspected, blood was detected on his staff. He has admitted to this heinous crime, all of it. He shall join us in the clink tomorrow. His teaching skills can be put to good use there. Right, he'll teach fellows. At the end justifies the means. So much for rehabilitation. Can I ask what the professor's motive was? I could barely make out a word he said on account of his shattered teeth. One of Blackwell's fellow inmates was once a surgeon. Why not a former dentist, too? Eventually, I put pen to paper. It turns out Professor Means was the one taking bribes. Victim had suspected him after a report from the class snitch. I led her to question him at length the day of the killing, right there on the stage. The result, the heinous crime that was brought before this court. A fool like Newman had come to know the script's contents via the victim's note. It seems he came up with a plan to stab the victim with her own owl in order to make the killing look like the one in the script and thus frame the defendant. That scrap of paper with his name had the same mark as Professor Court's planner. Yes, about that. Those planners are bestowed upon all students graduating at the top of their class. Really? So then... Indeed, once upon a time, Professor Means was also awarded the same notebook. Handwriting is being analyzed now, but like as not, the scrap belonged to him. This, too, was evidence of the bribery scheme that the victim had attained. Knowing that Constance's score was clean and that only Aristotle Means took the bribes. To think a professor would murder a colleague to try to pin it on a student. This is the dark age of the law. If this is the dark age of the law, then we can hope only hope that a brighter future awaits. Our first step is to hand down my verdict for a promising young lady. This court finds the defendant Juniper Woods. Wish you all the best on your road to becoming a courtroom judge. We will need young people like you, if we ever hope to restore the law to its former glory.
Yes, Your Honor, I'll work as hard as I can. Maybe one day I'll be able to work with all of you to make a difference.
Proudly serve Professor Court's memory, and do not let her death be in vain.
That's the last thing I expected to hear from him today.
Court is adjourned. October 26th, District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3.
Thank you, Tina. I really mean it. It was nothing, really. I can take the biggest tangled mess of a case and unravel it just like that. I don't know. You look pretty wound up there at the end, literally and figuratively. You look pretty hungry for a knuckle sandwich, Buster. I wanted to thank you too, Apollo. Don't mention it. The way you were always there for Thena when she was in a bind? And at the detention center, where your smile gave me hope when there was none. It was like the warm rays of sun shining down on peaceful woodlands. I think you're an absolutely amazing person. Thanks, Juniper. That means a lot to me. I still have lots of work to do, and I can't wait until we see you on the judge's bench. I promise you I'll get there someday. That's why until that day, Guys, I've got big news! I mean, this is huge! Oh, am I interrupting something? No, it's okay, I think so. What's the big news? The school festival! I suppose it had been canceled after what happened, but... We just got a call. In memory of Professor Constance Core, who worked so hard to make it happen. The festival is being extended 1 extra day until tomorrow. Really? Oh, right.
We've got a special treat for all of you. A love letter for Themis Legal Academy. Achtung, baby. It's time for the guitar serenade.
October 27th, Themis Legal Academy. 3th Lecture Hall. Not changing my voice for Gavin.
Wow, that was so much fun. School festivals are amazing. I think you and Robin are getting a little carried away. Your singing voice, Juniper, could make my about my H-E-A-R-T?
And Mr. Wright, thank you for that training seminar. Just remember the objection pose is all about attitude. Oh, and congrats on your mock trial win. Although, Robin had you for a while there.
I did, didn't I? I'm just glad we're back to how we used to be, thanks to Athena. And you know what? I think I'll stick with becoming a prosecutor after all. I'm gonna make up for my mock trial loss by winning the real deals in court.
Mock trial loss? What loss?
Wait, they reprised the trial and you won? Level-headed lawyer course genius and hot-blooded prosecutor course student will go head-to-head in a mock trial battle for the She-Devil's Black Heart. So, does this mean it's really gonna happen?
Juniper! There's something I'm wanting to say to you.
Huh? Oh, is he gonna do what I think he says?
Juniper! Can we still be friends? You know, a best friend, like we've always been?
Huh?
Best friend?
Weren't you gonna profess your love for Juniper if you won the mock trial?
No, I was gonna confess that I'm not a genius and that I'm really 25 years old. You already dragged it out of me during the trial.
Whoops! Listen, Hugh. You too, Robin, Miriam.
Me too?
Miriam's got this tactical espionage action stuff down to a science. I've been thinking, it's up to us to put an end to the dark age of the law if we can. Let's all work together to usher in the new age where winning only results from the truth. And the end never justifies the means. Count me in!
I wouldn't have it any other way.
This is... Best friends forever, huh? No matter what anyone says, nothing beats true friendship. You bet! And what about your BFF, Apollo?
Aren't you a bit old to be using that word? But yeah, he's the best friend a guy could have. Which reminds me, we're supposed to meet up and gossip about the new girl in the office.
Hey! You know, talking about me behind my back!
So what kind of guy is he anyway?
Well, if I had to describe him in one word... And so, after some slight arm twisting, Apollo promised to bring me to meet his friend. Fortunately, that promise was never meant to be fulfilled. For not long after, their friendship was mercilessly severed by fate. And the bonds between us began to fray and unravel as well. Sorry, but I'll be taking a leave of absence. Even now, those words continue to ring in my ears. The discord in our ever-cheerful Apollo's voice made him sound so cold and distant. Why, Apollo? Why? Why would you leave us all behind? Yay, we did it! We beat Turnabout Academy! So, we will head into the next days next time. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video. Videos, maybe. Maybe I'll keep this one. I don't know yet. I don't know. It'll be a long one, but we'll see. We'll see what I decide. I guess you'll have found out by now, but thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video or videos, consider liking, commenting, and or subscribing. If you really enjoyed it, consider supporting the channel. All support greatly helps to keep being content like this and more. Found links for that in the description below, along with links to me on social media. So thank you again for watching, and until next time, this is Renny MC signing out. Bye. Also thank you again, Capcom Creators, for the code. Bye!